Ziggity zig, back with the Friday Faff, and this is a game that I managed to procure. No, I want this. Where's my name tags? There we go. Between Odanrot, who's going to be down in the bottom right of Alkaline Wastes, and StarFire, who is up here in the top left. Now, I went actually on Reddit and I asked, hey, do you have any funny or amusing replays or anything like that? And I got this one guy, and he said, yeah, here you go. And the guy's name was On the Far Wind was his username there, so I'm not actually sure which one he is, but they both seem to be in the same clan, this XT clan. And then we're just kind of watching them with their APM spam. But he sent me these, and they said, I'm not sure if they're hilarious or funny, but they certainly were kind of amusing, because we mostly just did all sorts of crazy cheese and just kind of did whatever we felt like it. So I guess there's also going to be possibly some, I don't know, friendly-ish smack talk, but at the moment it does seem pretty basic, as we're pretty much just on worker supply. Even there's pylon, and all our supply is staying very, very close and tight to our bases. So we're gonna find out what happens here, and this is being a PvT. I am gonna try to properly focus on the Protoss because I don't know very much about Terran. So let's just say that Starfire is our hero today. There goes a barracks, but not quite fast enough to get the wall off there, so Starfire does get in to take a look at what is going on the inside of Odanrot's base. Doesn't really get all that far, but oh, yep, gets down just far enough to find out that, yes, there is gas being built, and that's about it. Gas, barracks, everything all cool, whatevs, all fine. Still maintaining the worker supply because I think probably the APM here, and holy cow, yes, the average EPM by Odanrot is quite a bit higher than Starfire. That may change throughout the game, but man, I'm not quite so sure. I'm really thinking that we held out and did not choose the correct hero here, because Odanrot is certainly out EPM spamming Starfire, it seems, but I mean, even at this early in the game, that's actually pretty cool, because that, I mean, the EPM is obviously something effective, and it's not just you kind of spamming back and forth and doing cool crazy things. Well, there you go. There's 5 change rally relay points, so you never know what that stands for. But here you are going double gas, still only the 1 barracks. Here's where we might see something interesting come in here, but Odanrot's gonna wander up here. Since it is a 2-player map, Odanrot's gonna get a view and have a look and see what is going on right away. Possibly gonna see a bunker down here at the bottom, or possibly even a bunker up the hill. I don't really know. But I bet this is probably where we're going to start seeing. Oh, and I think, yeah. Oh, I'm wrong. So Starfire did see and did notice there comes the scout by Odanrot on his way through the bases there, but is just going to head right back out. Starfire getting the extended pylon just there to get a little bit more space, getting a mothership core out, and that is when the mothership core is going to go for a little bit of a wander and probably have a little peck down here and see what's going on at, yep, just out the back. So here comes a Marine saying, oh, there's a big laser coming out of the sky. I should keep my eye on that. I wonder what's going to happen. Going for a factory after the barracks, so that is probably going to do turn into some sort of either just, it could be mech play. I'm going to bet a little bit of mech play just based on the number of gases taken, but the other thing there, here comes the mothership core, is it also could be for some eventual medevacs, in which case you'd be getting Marauder, medevac, and Marine, the MMM. So we'll see what's going on there, is what's going on, and there's going to be a tech lab on there, so perhaps anything else at the same time. Odanrot doing a very good job of keeping a close eye on what's going on around, and I'm getting some really weird lag spikes here. I'm getting kind of choppy, which isn't very good. But it looks like Odanrot is also having to look around. Ah, there we go. They're searching for pylons. But the problem here is that the one thing that you do see is, oh, I'm looking for pylons. That is a mothership core, and now I'm in a little bit of trouble. So here come the Marines. They've moved down to get right in the way. Hopefully they will be all set. There's the supply depot. So here comes the mothership core, and no, the Marines do tend to move down. Let's see how the EPM is going. It's pretty much just about on the same. And the mothership core is still just sort of wandering through on its way down. Possibly going to do something about this, but no, I'm not really seeing anything. So it looks like it's going to be tanks. Defensive tech structure.
Complete.
The mothership core came in for a quick peek and actually got a decent look at things with the tech lab on the factory and the starport ready to go. So at the same time that the mothership core was doing that particular little mission of checking into Odanrot's base, Starfire was getting his expansion up. So here comes the expansion. There we go with the gateway ready to be a gateway. Seems to be a basic 3-gate robo into 2 base sort of expansion type thing. And this is just going to be tech. Looks like some ravens. So yeah, full on gas, mech, tech, raven, whatnot. But the thing is, I mean, you do have some options there. So you have your widow mines, your hellbats, your Why did I think that Hellbats and Hellions were the same thing? They just switched back and forth. But probably that was really early in beta, and I obviously don't play Terran enough because, man, right? Hellbats turning into Hellions, I thought it was some sort of stand-up mode. So, over here on the income tab, we are finding out that because of the expansion, Starfire is getting a much better economy, but the army supply is still quite a bit in Odanrot's favor, possibly because of that ridiculously high EPM. Here is Starfire's army at the moment, which is, well, for lack of a better word, small. Still not seen quite into where this game might be moving, but he's deciding to now get Medevac, Raven, Vikings. That's kind of one of each. This is also almost starting to remind me of some of Griff and I's games where we actually gave each other a little bit of a handicap of you can only make one of these types of units at all, and we do have a great number of SCVs. This is about as all in as you can get. Luckily, here's the freak out. The freak out's gonna happen right here. Does see that. The Raven spots it, the Observer comes through, and boom, here comes the giant army, and a little bit of a freak out. Here comes some maneuvers. Here come a few units. I don't think this is going to go very well. This might be, I don't know if this is a training mission. Does overcharge the Nexus. That will help out, especially against some of these squishy units, but that tank is going to do some decent damage. However, just being within range and the Mothership getting a little bit of range, that does expand out how far that the Nexus can fire. I'm not sure if it actually gives any kind of long-range attack. No, it doesn't actually say specifically what the long range is, but here comes probes, attacking Marines, and a few zealots in there as well. Here comes an Immortal. The Immortal is just sort of taking up space and trying to take out some of these tanks, and it is doing a decent job, but against that hardened shell, that number of Marines is still going to do quite a lot of damage. So now even the units in the army tab, it still is a very high army supply, but there is absolutely nothing back in the base for Odanrot, so if this doesn't work, he's pretty much out of luck. Now the thing is you could just pretty much pop in. Well, maybe you couldn't. If you were to force field that might hold him at bay a little bit. And I think at this point, Starfire is probably trying to figure out what he's gonna do. But I think, okay, so he's chronoing out another Immortal. We've got 2 Immortal. We've got Mothership Core, and here we go. And oh no, a move there. That was poor news because these zealots not going to be able to take out these air units. This Raven's probably going to be quite a bit dangerous because the Raven's going to be able to see, and obviously going to be able to see up the hills. Even if you do have a sentry, in that case, it's not going to be able to force field them out because you still have vision, and these tanks can still do a terrible number because now the vision of the tanks is not as far, but if you have a flying unit right out in the front, then it makes it that much worse. So now it's going to be 2 Immortals, and they need to take out that tank, and they do! They do manage to take out that tank, and this is just a few Marines left. I'm really curious to see what's going on here. Up to 69, but I was up against 109, so almost doubling the EPM's Odanrot against Starfire, and it looks like this may just be able to do it. The Viking is gone. The tanks are all gone. Oh no, 1 tank left, but the Viking is gone. The Raven is gone. The Medevac is still there. That's pretty much what the last thing that needs to get sniped. Still a tiny amount of income being made here by Starfire, but he's trying to stay in this game just long enough, not even aware that there's no backup coming for Odanrot, but he probably will just be able to clean this up. There are enough units that this is just going to take care of it, and I don't think Odanrot's all-in is going to work, and that is pretty much all she wrote for Odanrot, and that attacking army finally gave way and broke against this particular tiny army. These are the units. This is the army power that is on the map right now. 17-5 at 12 minutes in. And obviously Starfire seems to know that there's something up and decides to chase him all the way out, possibly because that there was nothing on its way back in. Oddly enough, oh, I see, there's probably a mule or two because there's a fair amount of energy, so there's a little bit that could still be done just here. Where's the Immortal? The Immortal is quite a bit slower than the Stalkers, even though they're all dead. Because, well, I don't know if you knew that, but a Dragoon, an Immortal is just an undead, reliving Dragoon, and a Dragoon is just a dead Zealot, and the Stalkers are just dead Dark Templar. So we have Dark Templar and Zealots effectively just kind of in different exoskeletal structures, and I can't believe that point defense drone, though. And the Mule, pulls off the dance. And finishes off the game. I'm impressed with StarFire. I'm so glad I chose StarFire as the hero, because that is pretty much what happened there. StarFire finishes off the game, does hold against that huge all-in army that was so much farther ahead. I did not expect that to go that way. I thought this was pretty much just going to be a wipe. Oh my, that was the Friday Faff with StarFire and Odanrot. Leave me a comment down below. Send me an email, ziggityzig@gmail.com, or you can follow me on Twitter @ziggityzig. Stay tuned.